Yeah, you know what it is. BOYSCAST, extra episode every week at patreon.com/theboyscast. Also, make sure to follow Danny's YouTube channel. Help us get that to 10K right now.
Get us to 10K. And also, August 26th, I'm going to be in Toronto.
Oh, yeah, at Danny Polishuk.
Yeah, just my name. YouTube.com/ my name.
And Fellas Tour also potentially will be out in Toronto, but as of now, Baltimore just got added. So Charlotte, Greensboro, Raleigh, Washington, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Albany, Westnac, Edmonton, Jacksonville, Miami, San Jose, Tacoma, Chicago, Los Angeles, Cincinnati, Columbus, Phoenix, Los Angeles, Plano. People did not like how I said Plano. And with popular demand, people like that one intro. So I actually fucking cut it and stuff. And let's go.
The boys. It's the BOYSCAST. The lads. It's the BOYSCAST. The dudes. Prepare yourself for BOYSCAST. It's the bros. It's the BOYSCAST. The homies. It's the BOYSCAST. The dudes. Experience the BOYSCAST.
The BOYSCAST. You already know what it is.
You know what it do.
You already know what it is. You know what it do. And we're sort of recording this one day early because Danny's going on a big trip. So
my life is a nightmare.
Oh yeah, because
I have a dog. My life is a nightmare. Little fucking crooks.
Well, Danny blew out the dog's back. He said.
Took him in for, it's like the equivalent of taking your car in for like a checkup. You get like fucking new, they put in a new engine and they go, we'll just bring it in at 5,000 miles. We're going to check it out. Bring car in, drives fine. You get there. They go, yeah, your car doesn't work.
Well, they're giving
anymore.
Danny the update on the dog that
no, it's a fucking surgeon needs a new boat or some shit.
I'm saying it's the iPhone update where it fucking cracks out in 2 seconds, you know?
Yeah, you fucking U2's on my dog right now.
Well, either way, because you're going away, we're doing this one day early and we're not exactly sure what happens. So anything could happen tomorrow before we record.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You could be on your trip and we're reporting on the New York's just been bombed. You know what I mean?
Dude, I mean, that'll be fucking, the conspiracy nuts will be out in full force if the day I leave. It's, it's like all the Saudis who left New York.
Biden just fell off his hammock he was doing a competitive hammocking competition. True Social changed its name to Ultra Social. There's lots of things that could happen. New gender could have got announced. Anything, right?
No, a new gender just was announced.
Well, one.
I don't know.
Dan gender.
Dan gender.
Well, I got
Dan's gender.
So today when I was running, right? It's like almost the thing that you've heard of it happening, but it doesn't happen. You've seen the footprints, but I stepped in a big the cement pile.
Oh, really?
So 9 construction workers are there, right? And the cement.
Oh, you are such a goof. You would do that too.
Goof. Oh, buddy, I got 2 big steps. So they have a big slab of cement, right? All the construction workers are there, right? And they all yelling at me. So I was running past, and I was kind of
and you're like, no pictures. It's okay. No pictures. Guys, I'm out on a run. Show some respect, all right?
I'll
catch you on the way back. We all get a big group photo, guys. I know the construction workers love the fucking Ryan Long. It's
Dude.
Okay. And they're like, no.
Well, that's what they were. But what happened was, kind of reminded me of this thing in New Orleans. But basically, when I was running, 9 guys started yelling at me like, no, but I had my headphones in, so I didn't know what they were saying. I thought they were saying go the other way or something, and it sort of distracted me. And then while I was looking at them all yelling at me, I go so I literally got 2 pairs of cement shoes right now, and
Ryan
everyone
Long sleeps with the fishes.
Yeah, so they were there about to give me a second set of cement shoes. They go, you like cement shoes, huh, bad boy?
Oh.
So I've got my shoes are covered in cement, right?
Yeah, those are probably done.
I don't know. I think it just adds a little. It's like wearing ankle weights.
Yeah, go ahead. You maybe you just invented something. You go,
You got a little bit of cement on your shoes to keep it kicking, right? So this is happening, and they're all yelling and screaming at me at this point, right? And they're like, "Why are you doing this and that?" And I just you know what the thing is? People don't really know what to do when you just apologize, because so many people are, especially in New York,
when it's a real accident, they're like, "What do they want you to do? Learn how to lay cement now?"
No, they want to yell. They want to yell at you.
Yeah, because there is no recourse.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They want to yell at you, right? But no one's used to someone just apologizing. And I feel like I have a maybe ego with comedy and maybe this kind of stuff. Maybe girls a little bit, but anything else, I don't really have a big if some guy bumps at me, I'm not like, what are you doing, buddy? I'm usually oh, sorry.
Yeah. Of course. I'm not trying to start a fight.
No, but so the guys came up and they were all like, buddy, what are you doing? I was like, oh, dude, so sorry. My bad. Didn't mean that. And they were all just like, They were like mad that I robbed them of their ability to get in a fight with me, because they all wanted to blow off some steam about it, right? But what are you going to blow off steam when I'm apologizing? They're like, what are you doing? What are you, idiot? I go, yeah, I'm an idiot. And they were just like, can you give me an argument? I robbed them of their ability to argue with me, right? But
they were probably not happy about that.
but
they had all the hand gestures ready to go.
I don't know what's going on with my voice right now. Worse than you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I fucking need to go back to my voice doctor surgery. Dr. Hands was his name.
Dr. Hands?
Well, it reminded me of what happened in fucking New Orleans, right? Because there was this big pile of dog shit, right? Or horse shit, right?
Yeah.
So we were on the strip, and there was a pile of horse shit, like probably the biggest one I've seen, right? Like ever, all the horses in New Orleans, this is their spot, I guess, right? And we sort of figured out that if when tourists came around the corner, they would see it and then step in it, right? But when they would come around the corner, there'd be music playing, so we'd dance to the music, we'd look at them and go, hey, what's up, yo?
Oh, you distract them from looking down?
Distract them.
That's a bit of a, did you see that in Just for Laughs gags?
So
that's a real Just for Laughs gag.
It was Vivaldo and Jarek, right? And then so we had families who were coming around, and we would be like pumping the music, like yeah, and they would all be like oh, and then they would be hyped up for a second, like yeah, and then but eventually people started noticing us doing this, right? So we had like a little crowd gathered around of like 4 or 5 people that sort of got the bit, and then eventually there's at one point we had like probably 35 people kind of with us, and they were all doing it too, so people would come around and they'd go oh, and then they'd look, and then a new person was shitting, and then some of them would join the pile, right? And then eventually a cop came by, and the cop did it for one, and then the cop was like, okay, we can't be doing this. Everyone's gotta disperse.
That's great.
Well, that's what the construction workers did to me, though. I probably would have seen the cement if they just hadn't said anything.
How fresh was it? Like, was it one of those things where they could just kind of...
I've honestly, when I first stepped in it, I was lucky that I felt like I was going to go deeper. I thought it was going to be, fucking up to my knee or something, but it was only up to like my
ankle,
right below my
ankle,
yeah, good 2 inches. So your dick would have been fucking done, brother. Erect.
Been gone, missing.
Okay. Tweet of the week.
Tweet of the week.
Tweet of the week. No, it's tweet of the week. Tweet of the week. I can't believe that it's the tweet of the week.
Tweet of the week.
I'm trying to do that song. I don't know.
Come on, Eileen?
No, it's not. It's a song that sort of sounds like that, which is 100 songs. That Come on, Eileen melody got fucking abused by other bands.
Stolen.
Okay, this is a pretty good one. Then it's possible you sent it to me, or I found it on my own accord. It's one of the two.
Who knows?
Emma Palladino, the archaeologist.
Yeah.
Did you send that to me?
I did, yeah.
My trans and non-binary friends, you might know the argument that archaeologists who find your bones one day will assign you the same gender as you had at birth. So regardless of whether you transition, you can't escape your assigned sex. And let me tell you why that's bullshit. So,
why is that bullshit?
Well, it's bullshit that these fucking bigoted archaeologists, right? But what I think is a solution is every person, regardless of any gender, you get your gender pronouns tattooed on your bones, laser.
Yes, yeah. That, honestly, or like etching, like you get it etched on your skull. Like
that should be like
they'll
mandatory.
just like they just cut a little patch, flip it up so you expose the skull.
11 years old, government
and then just go. Well, the moment you choose, you go, this is what I'm at, right? Because obviously this is your new identity, and
it does.
You're not going to change it at any point.
And if you change it again, they have to. It is sort of a little bit of a deterrent to change it, because every time you change it, you do have to go in for the bone lasers.
Yeah, but whatever. It's a minor inconvenience.
Hey, imagine they misgendered your fucking dick bone. Can you imagine?
That would be the funnest archaeologist. You go, I think I found I think it's around 3800 BC. I think it's a man. And you're like, how do you? What do you mean? How do you know that that's a man?
Yeah, that's good. The one archaeologist that's just like, Jesus Christ. Oh my God,
this is the most problematic dig I've ever been on. This is ridiculous.
We found 9 male tigers. What the fuck?
Excuse me.
So, or option 2 is that you have a device that's attached to your genders that's sort of like a belt sort of situation that everyone has to wear at all times, right?
Yeah.
And then when they dig you up, the belt will still be attached to your bones, right? And then it's attached to a detonation device, and if you're misgendered, it just sort of blows up the whole site.
But this is all fine and good for people who are going to die as of today. What do we do for every person that's died since today?
They're fucked, yeah.
We're just going to misgender every person.
No.
So not only are they dead, Not only are they dead, we're
on
now
top
going to
of that-
misgender them after the death potentially.
This is correct.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's.
I guess you
could.
could sort of tell if you see like their wacky haircut sort of thing. You'd be like, we maybe don't know because some of the hair still stays on those if they're preserved a certain
not
way.
not that long. I don't think you're gonna get hair from 2,000 years ago.
No, but if they're mummified, so the mummified ones you might be able to tell. But you're right.
What about misgendering like dinosaurs?
Well, I think it's one of those things you kind of see how they're saying. You could tell if it's gay if the bones are sort of like the hands.
Yeah, if it's
are,
like that.
The hands are like sort of floppy. So this is also on the same topic. We do want to do a congratulations to Leah Thomas for Women of the Year.
Yeah, Penn State Women of the Year.
It's Penn State Women of the Year.
Yeah.
What's this number? Like 12 Women of the Year. Like there's basically Women of the Year. There's like a pretty solid run of Women of the Year being trans people.
I'm not the first person to say this, but we really need some trans men of the year. This is kind of getting a really lopsided.
Has there ever? Oh, Elliot Page was a Man of the Year, wasn't he?
What did he get a man?
I think he got some fucking men's award.
Yeah, I guess we need more of those.
Elliot Page got like nicest abs or something like that.
Elliot Page is fucking jacked.
It is working hard to get abs on a woman too. You know what I mean?
well,
So,
for sure.
Yes, obviously. That wouldn't be the case here. Just
he's
an
not-
unrelated
he's
point.
not a woman.
It's just an
Yeah.
unrelated point that I was making that for women would be hard to get abs, which is why it was so easy for
Yeah,
him.
it would be hard for a dog to get abs too. It's unrelated to anything.
Have you heard of vabbing?
You
You heard of it recently? Yeah, well, so someone sent me this from the Listen to BOYSCAST that so vabbing, because we've been following all these Reddits and stuff like that, right? So vabbing is a thing that's like TikTok has all these bizarre communities. It'll be like a community of I'm blind and why it's actually better. Just
Yeah, of course, everything. Yeah.
they have every empowered community you can possibly imagine, right? Every wacky thing, but vabbing, there's a whole cohort of women that are taking their like fucking snatch juice and then rubbing it behind their ears and on their nose.
First
and
off,
stuff like
guys
that.
have been doing gross shit like this for a long time, I think.
You think guys are rubbing their dick?
Oh,
fucking
guys
juice?
saw something and go, oh, pheromones. Women like pheromones. And I guarantee you guys have tried that shit, nasty stuff where they put a little piss behind their ears or something.
Come
like,
on.
I don't know.
It is sort of but like, have you ever ran into a girl where you can sort of smell the fucking sniz? Like
Ran into her?
Yeah, or
Like, I just go, like, I
on
met her in
or like whatever
passing?
at a bar or something, and you're just like, this kind of smells like fucking pussy.
No, but
It's
I've had
gross.
encounters with women, sexual encounters with women, where certainly.
Well, that's why it's such a stupid thing, because either it's not really going to smell that much,
Yeah.
or it's like smells like a bad smelling vagina.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I mean, I guess if it's like mild, then, or if it's bad, but then you like a little dab and you go, that's not too bad. But then you get in there and you go, whoa, it's just 100 of this.
Well, I wouldn't think like, oh yeah, that stench is getting me fucking kicked in.
But that's the whole point. It's not about the stench because it's like the pheromones. It's a biological process that you're not even realizing where you're just smelling it.
Well, this is the thing. Women will do anything to trick men. Like, it's not, you have to be conscious of this. Yeah.
Whoa.
This is the thing. And they're wearing a fucking, girls are out there wearing a full mask. Like Danny said, the new thing girls are doing where they basically get a piece of like Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
And they put that on their face and put makeup over top of it to like pad their chin or some shit like that.
Soon it's going to be like, they have the latex like fucking suit that like, you'll see like guys wearing where they'll pull it over and you just have like Jack the six pack. It'll be that for the face where they just like, you meet a girl, she goes, let me just take my
stage. Dude, I know it's you have to unmask them like a Scooby-Doo villain, and you're like,
exactly.
she was a six the whole time. No, that's what it is. They're legitimately turning into everything they do is a disguise, right? So now they've got like smells to trick you, they got makeup to trick you, and that's the thing, because anytime they always go, it's like, oh, men make us, we have to do all this stuff because of men.
Yeah.
It's like, all the girls that had like the long necks and stuff. That was from one guy one time that was like, yo, your neck's really long. And the 9 other girls were like there with their patent
I'd be like,
papers.
dudes love long necks.
That's what it is. Same with like the feet binding thing. One guy like the small foot and then fucking 90
And they're all
girls.
like, let's break our feet for something.
It really is. That's all it takes is one guy to say he's
My girl's big on that though. She likes to blame me whenever we're late. She's like getting ready and she'll be like, I'm doing this for you. And I'm like,
I actually sort of agree with that a little bit.
yeah, but it's when we're like so late. I go like, I'll give you some time for it. I'm not saying take no time.
No, exactly. But there is some degree of like, I will take that deal where it's like you take too long to get ready, but you look hot.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather that be like, hey, I'm punctual. It's like, oh, you look like a fucking mess. We're not leaving.
You're on time, but gross.
Like the girl, she shows up and she's like right on time. You're like, this is you look like fucking subhuman. Put some makeup on, you beast. But Put your fucking girdle on. Get your girdle on.
Get that Burke on.
Oh, put your girdle on. Get your Burke on. Your neck's not even fucking spread out. I want to get those feet binded up. Come on, baby. Chop, chop, chop.
So this I haven't seen though. They will literally like put just a piece.
Yeah, this is a new one that someone told me about
That's
recently. A
fucked
girl
up.
told me about this too.
Is that like the guy who has half a face in Boardwalk Empire?
No, it's kind of like, I guess, something to do with chins is the first part. But like maybe you have a pointy chin, for example, so then you sort of even it out with some like...
It's called surgery.
No, but you can't add stuff with surgery, really. Well, I guess you can, yeah.
Yeah, you can. Have you've never been in there and been like, give me the Jay Leno? And they just give you like that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So, well, basically, they're doing prosthetic makeup the way that... it's prosthetic makeup. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, so they're doing makeup the way that they do to make someone, get a bigger nose when he's doing Jew face. They're doing that to give a... I don't know what a girl would want a bigger of, though.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Sometimes if you have, your face isn't symmetrical because you have like no chin. Like some girls will just or guys will have no chin.
No chin.
It's like in like that.
So they're putting a chin on, perhaps.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of thing that's going on there, all in the name of tricking women.
That's a lot. You take a girl home, you just hear like,
well,
what was
also,
that? You just pop him a chin off. Be out in a second. You're like, what?
Also, it's always so funny too because there's one girl. She came on. She was like, she posted a video and she was like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but vabbing works. It 100% works. I got offered 2 free drinks at the pool, and then a guy gave me this, and she explained it had a luxury beauty products. But it was just like, there's nothing funnier than a girl doing all sorts of random stuff and then going to the bar and being like, all my shit worked. This guy tried to fuck me.
Yeah, I got 2 drinks.
Yeah, but you're like, yeah, you can fucking be 400 pounds. Show up at the bar. It's like it's a sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing where girls could do anything and then show up to the bar and they're like, holy shit.
Yeah, any kind of reinforcement, and it just gives them, even though they could have shown up in a fucking burlap sack and some guy would have bought
and
it.
then that she could be out there.
I saw a pretty fucking aggressive thing actually at a comedy club. This is unrelated, but it was like really one of those things where this girl walked out of this comedy club that we were at recently. I don't think you were there. And she was like pretty drunk, and then this guy just appeared out of like nowhere, and he was fucking going after her like pretty hard to the point where I was watching. I was like, I don't know if this is like, I was kind of feeling like, I honestly felt like I was watching like David Attenborough, I was like, literally, I'm like, lady, run. Like, I didn't want to get in there, but she was like wobbling, and I was to the point where I was like,
it was getting a little much.
It was a little much, and he was like hugging her, and he was trying to he met her for a minute, and he's already trying to like make out with, and it was not even nighttime. Like the sun was still out, and I was like, oh my God.
Did you almost white knight and get in there?
I was like, gonna have to.
Excuse me, sir.
And then she fucking shoot him away.
But you were watching.
But
at
he
the
was
table.
honestly like,
You're
it
just
was
stroking your gun.
that was one of the most aggressive I've ever seen a guy. Like he was really like.
What would the guy look like?
What did he look like? Like just a guy.
Like white guy?
No.
What race?
A black guy.
Like cool, like kind of like swagged out black guy or normal?
Yeah,
or
swagged out.
Like a hype beast? Or like
nah,
old school, old school thug?
No, not thug. No. He was dressed normal.
Normal.
Just normal guy. He just
like athletic apparel.
No, he's just wearing like jeans and a shirt. I don't know. He looked pretty normal, but he just like fucking was in on it.
He was on it.
Yeah. It was wild.
So that was the guy tough though. You wouldn't.
Because I'm like, those are the guys that make us get in trouble because that gets ascribed to every guy. And you go,
you didn't want to have to get into it with that guy though, yeah?
No, I wasn't gonna get into it.
What were you gonna do? You were gonna watch it to get home and then you go, that's a shame.
Yeah, I was like, I hope she's all right.
Haven't you seen the commercial that you need to stand up for that?
I know. It's honestly, it was like so weird because it was happening.
You were
like
in a Gillette razor
6 feet away from me.
No, it'd be amazing if that was a hidden camera show. And they came out and they go, sir,
John Quinones.
Yeah,
what would you do? That show?
Yeah.
Where it's like literally, we know people who have been on that show or whatever.
Wait, what?
We know people as the actors. Someone we know was like an actor on that. I think someone I can't remember.
And they basically put people in situations.
These crazy
like that.
dude. I've seen it where like they'll straight up be like, you'll be in a diner and then they'll have the 2 actors and it'll be like a kid who comes out to their like dad or something and be like, I'm gay, and then they're like, no, son of mine, it's disgusting. And then everybody's like, but it's so loud that everybody's like, what the fuck? You're like, you're not my son, blah blah. And then
that'd be a fun show to be an actor on.
Yeah, and they force them to like intervene, and then some people are like, and then they'll literally be like, so why didn't you say anything? And then someone will say something, be like, you can't talk to your son that way. That's no way to talk to your son just because they're gay. And then he shows up. And
I actually do intervene on things sometimes here and there.
Oh, what's that?
I intervene on things.
Yeah.
Probably more than I should, but I feel like I'm a good intervener. I've got like a fucking energy I've got a calming energy, I feel like, because I've actually intervened on multiple things and sort of sorted them out.
Yeah.
I'm sure that fucking they got home and they got beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, just keep talking, white boy.
I got it off the street though. I definitely have shut things down, fucking intervening in the middle. I've always intervened. I go, a guy's fucking like, he's got his girl up against the wall. I go, hey, what did you do? I go, lady. I go, lady, why have you wronged him?
Yeah, why is he so mad? What did you do?
I go, hey, is she bothering you?
He goes, you want to pin her by the elbows, not by the shoulders.
Hey, buddy, you're going to leave a mark up there.
Don't you know anything?
I actually have intervened, though.
Oh. Yeah, it was wild, though.
We can't go too far into Elon Musk too much because he's trying too hard to get in the news headlines these days, so I need to fucking just address it, though, that his dad pulling a Woody Allen.
That's a weird one. Again, they're saying.
Okay, so yeah, but the funny part is that he also said the same excuse where he goes, hey, you fucked your stepdaughter and had a kid with her, and he goes, we're here to populate.
Yeah,
yeah.
He goes, I'm just an animal. That's it. He just straight up goes, like, I'm just an animal.
The Musk family is really big on the excuse that everything's for population. You got to.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be like, yo, this works when your son is like kind of like a modern day Da Vinci. It's less so when you're just the dad of Da Vinci and you're 75 and being like, yeah, I got to spread this seed. I mean, I guess he did make Elon Musk, so
yeah, he's
like,
living off that. Apparently, they don't talk either, but they still have the same. They're still doing the same thing in the other side.
Well,
of the world.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, I guess. But I mean, I could say there is some case to be made that if he made an Elon Musk, that he owes it to the world to try and make another one.
It's not the worst point.
He made one.
Yeah, but the mix, you want to make the mix with the same girl, right?
Well, I mean, he's just like
in his mind,
he's like she just was the fucking conduit to get that kid out.
Yeah, he thinks he has
like,
the magic sperm.
It's in the balls, not in the vag. That's not what he's thinking.
That's what he's definitely thinking. But there's something so funny about it. He's like, did you just like fucking have a kid with the babysitter? It's like, yeah, the world is welcome. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Talk to me in 25 years. See where he's at.
You and me. Yeah. They're at his fucking wife's breaking in. She's like, you have a kid with a different fucking person. The kid that we raised, you made a kid with. He goes, you and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals.
Party time.
We like to do, and then it's gonna reach in.
Get horny now.
The Musk family always has that. The Musk family always has that like locked and loaded on a fucking boombox.
Yeah, there is like I actually do kind of go back and forth on that whole thing of like the Elon Musk, because like part of me, you think like probably is better to like just the nuclear family or thing, but then once you're like a certain stock of person, you're like maybe it is the best thing to just really spread your seed as far as it can go, like
I know,
like Genghis Khan style, where he just has fucking like 4 million kids.
Get fucking out, dude. That's him talking to his daughter. His daughter comes.
Stepdaughter.
Yeah, his stepdaughter comes.
Not
up.
by blood.
Yeah, his stepdaughter comes. I think Woody Allen had a somewhat of a better excuse because his was like adopted, and he was like, we kind of only adopted her later in life.
Yeah, he adopted her as like a teenager,
and it was kind of more the girl's kid than his. Still like fucking wild, but this guy.
Yeah, it's so wild. I mean, if it's. As long as there's no blood involved, like they're not, obviously that's like a really crazy.
That's your thing, right?
Yeah.
No blood, fucking get the chud.
No blood, no bow.
That's your thing, man. Yeah, talking.
But yeah, it's obviously fucking weird, but I don't know. It is also like.
You and me.
Is it
baby,
that much? I guess it is that much. Like a stepbrother, stepdaughter. Like stepbrother, stepsister, is that how much more fucked up is stepdad, and she's 35. It's not like she's fucking
stepbrother,
18.
stepsisters. Wait, you didn't fucking you weren't like raised by them.
Yeah, that's true. He was raised by her since he was 4. That's
no, raised by is
yeah,
weird.
Raised by is fucked up.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But he's saving the world, man. Captain America.
I mean, if we have fucking because of him, we have internet on every single corner of the earth in a couple of years.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have a new segment, Media Live of the Week.
Media Live.
That's a thing.
Of the week.
That's a bad one. We need a better one than that. See, this is the thing. The media, what you don't know about them is they lie. The lying media.
Lying media.
Fake news, some might call it. But it's actually the Southern Poverty Law Center. Do you know them?
Of course I know them.
Dude, Southern Poverty Law Center's fucking out of control.
Yeah. I only knew them. I never knew them when they were in control. I only knew them once they were just became this kind of laughingstock of.
Maybe I was thinking about the other one, the AICLU or whatever.
ACLU. They're similar. They're similar things.
But the other one kind of started actually like kind of fighting for fucking, real like justice. Like there's
ACLU
like they actually
started off
had
as
like
a free
people that
speech thing.
it kind of started off as a free speech
they're
thing,
not
right? That was the
anymore.
original guy that like defended the Nazi or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And now that they're like the most wild fucking cancel blog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they put people on lists and stuff like that, and that's how people get kicked off of like PayPal and all their services. You know what I mean? Or in my case, Lyft.
Lyft, yeah. Still kicked off.
I'm done for life. Yeah, it's a permanent ban.
Because he's bad boy for life.
Because I'm bad. That's a
He
thing.
ain't
Other people
going nowhere. He ain't taking no rides. He just be walking. Because he's banned for life.
banned from Lyft. Fuck it.
I mean, I'm banned from Airbnb for life. And I didn't even do anything.
Dude,
I straight did nothing.
This is sort of a bad boy podcast. We're banned from Lyft and Airbnb. I'm back on TikTok.
I'm a Verbo man. There you go.
I'm back on TikTok.
How'd you get that?
I pulled some strings, my friend. I fucking threw some cock around. I said, listen,
Did you get Xi on the line? Did
I
you get President Xi
I
on the
said,
line?
Officer TikTok, maybe there's something that can be done here to the head
You
of
do a
TikTok.
dance, you go. You know the famous TikTok dance where the girl's crying? She's like...
TikTok officer. I said, maybe there's something that could be done here. Sir, are you taking your shoes off? I go, let's see. They're a little. I binded them for you. I know. He goes, that's not us. I go,
Look at those bad boys.
look at those.
Wiggle.
Look at those size twos. I can't believe we're banned from Lyft and Airbnb. That's so crappy.
That is the Airbnb one, but it's like, yeah, I just didn't do anything. I logged on there, and then they're just like, yeah, you're banned for life. And then I called them 5 times. They're like, yeah, you're banned for life. And I go, can you tell me what I did? And they said, no.
They said you broke the fucking couches.
I mean, at least if I had that, then I
Can
could
we
be
tell
like,
you what we did? Take a
that's
look at these
funny.
springs.
Like Tim Dillon got banned for life, but he fucking went and left all these crazy reviews and 500,000 people saw it.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. I was a fucking model Airbnb-er.
Yeah, I was a model lifter. And
I mean, we both know that.
Yo, banned for life stinks, dude. That's so long.
I know.
I'm going to be doing a lot of fucking bashing that company for the next little while.
Of course.
Probably for the rest of my life.
I mean, I got no allegiance to a company that's banned me.
Well, I'm officially putting Lyft as my number one most hated fucking enemy right now.
Yeah.
And my enemies, you know what I mean? I have all day. I have all day to fucking talk
Blink
shit about
Fitness
Lyft.
is fucking just a
It's
huge
Blink-
sigh of relief. for
Blink
hearing
Fitness and
that.
Lyft are my two most hated. But the lie of the week. I'd say the lie of the week was Elon Musk's dad lying down with his stepdaughter.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it was.
So there's this is probably like I don't even know if it's that funny. Is this Musk is just so fucking. Actually, it's pretty funny. I take it back.
Yeah, this is pretty funny.
So Southern Poverty Law Center did this thing. It goes Andrew Yang to speak alongside far right figures at FreedomFest, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and so the whole thing, there's
I mean, freedom by definition is like a far right thing.
in their mind, anyone who's trying to be free, it's like,
Well, it's so crazy because his free speech was like the ultimate freedom, and now it's the ultimate sign of fascism, right? Like they've gone like
being allowed to speak as fascist.
yeah, they've gone like full college, like new girl and gender studies on college.
Very, very crazy. I mean, these people want to live in China, right? But if you look into it, the people that were speaking, it was like fucking Dave
Smith. I know.
It was like Dave, Justin Amash, Zuby. Zuby.
Well, it's the one drop rule. It's the
It is one
they subscribe to the ideological one drop rule, where if you have
of
any
Nazi.
if you like have someone you're like talk to them and they're bad, then you've been tainted.
It's a big web, right?
Yeah, you're tainted.
Do you know what I was thinking that reminded me of that? It was like, so I was kind of thinking that of the two parties, if you're like thinking of the idea that you have commitment issues to like join a party, and it's like Democrats are sort of like a really fucking naggy girlfriend that's just like, hey, why aren't you posting me more on your social media? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what's this? Why aren't you doing this? Like, who's that guy you hung out with? Like, you're not supposed to hang out with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so Democrats are like
overprotective.
very overprotective, not overprotective,
Overbearing.
yeah, naggy girlfriend that's just like, who's this guy? who's this guy? So you're hanging around that guy? I heard that he hung out with someone else that cheated on their girlfriend once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, well, what's about this guy? He posted a meme that he likes this. What's going on with that? That's the Democratic Party. And I was saying that the Republican Party, like kind of like the classic, like, you know, boomer Republican Party, they're like your buddy who has a wife that he hates that's grumpy. It's like, look at this party. The girls got their fucking tits out. You know,
Yeah, you can't even join. You go, yeah, tits are out. You guys,
look at these fucking girls just running around with their fucking tits out. You know what I mean? It's like,
goes, what's this country coming to?
yeah. You're just like, dude, this party's actually pretty fucking
Yeah,
fire.
we
Like,
do.
you don't have to fucking look at the titties. He's like, oh yeah, look at you guys looking at titties. yeah. So those were kind of my thing. It's your grumpy buddy that fucking hates his wife, and then.
And what's the
kind of always reminds me of that Bill
SPLC
Burr
is just
joke
the
where it's
snitch
like, it's always like, no, this is better. Like, it's like, you know, no, you have your this, you go to work and you do this and it's better. And just slowly by the end of it, you're just like a shell of a man. Obviously not everyone either, but that's kind of my analogy for at least some of the ones that I know, right? There's like they're sort of always telling me how much better what they're doing is. And you're just like, kind of doesn't sound better. It sounds like what we're doing is better.
Grass is always greener.
The grass is always greener, but the argument is that the grass. If the argument from both of these is the grass isn't greener.
Yeah. That's
Actually, I'd say the Republican one's more that the grass isn't greener. It's actually, this is the perfect way to live. And then the Democrat one's like, yeah, it's Nazi grass though.
yes, the grass has never been greener, but it's Nazi grass.
You're going to be stepping on
Do
fucking,
you know what company makes the fertilizer for this grass?
you know?
So these fucking Zyklon B.
Yeah. It's
That's how it got so green. So.
yeah, that grass is green from Zyklon B.
Enjoy it.
Anyways, this is so fucking good. Yeah, so it's basically, it's Zuby and Dave, and they go, former Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang will speak Saturday with his new Forward Party in creating political coalitions at the 2022 Freedom Fest in Las Vegas, which will feature far-right libertarians with ties to white nationalism and anti-Semites. They mean Jewish people, Dave.
Yes, yeah, Dave, Jewish people. Are there any, like, in their
Zuby.
mind, if you're a libertarian, that's far right?
The guys that have a white nationalist and anti-Semitic ties, they mean a black guy and a Jewish guy.
Justin
Amash is like so normal.
Yeah,
too.
he's totally normal. I follow him on Twitter. But so he's just libertarians to them are just super far right now. They're just the farthest of the right.
So that's in their mind, yeah. And also the funny part about it too is like, this point's been made probably lots in other contexts too, but you go, it's like, it's the most far right thing. It's like, and it's the worst part is this far right thing is now letting in Zuby, Andrew Yang, Democratic candidate Andrew Yang, and Justin Amash and Zuby, and you go, sounds like maybe they're not that white nationalists. No, those guys are all in too now.
Yeah. They have internalized white supremacy.
They have internalized.
That's whoever came up with that term where you just go like internalize whatever negative thing, even though it makes zero sense. You go, no, it's internalized.
Dude, it's so funny, right? So it's like really the headline should just be like, you know, Andrew Yang speaks in Vegas or whatever, right? But it's like, I actually looked into it further because originally I was sort of thinking the stuff I said, and then it turns out Andrew Yang actually is in the Klan.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the interesting part. He's showing up.
We met him, so that makes the one drop rule.
We're one drops now too. Do you think that happens if we talk to Andrew Yang now? I did Andrew Yang's podcast. He wasn't there that day because sometimes he's not on it.
He's not on his own podcast?
That's correct.
That
seems
like probably not a good strategy for a podcast host.
No, it's him and this girl Jules, and then sometimes it's just Jules that does it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was supposed to be there, and then he pulled a no-show, man. And then fucking, this is what he gets for pulling a no-show.
Now you're on a fucking list, pal. You're on the fucking no-show list, and you're on the fucking Nazi list.
But if I knew that, then if I would have been in contact with Andrew Yang, who was in contact with Zuby, who was in contact with Justin Amash, who was in contact with Freedom Fest. Freedom Fest. Freedom Fest is... What nationalist fest? But
I don't think I'll ever find myself at any.
do you think they actually?
fest.
That'd be funny going there, and you're just like, they're saying it's like the Freedom Fest. They're saying this Nazi thing. It's like as if Andrew Yang's there. You get there, Andrew Yang's like burning a cross. Like, what's up, buddy? You're missing the festivities.
It's got full just like Nazi regalia. You go, oh, all right.
What the hell?
Really took
hi guys,
losing the presidency pretty hard, huh?
Oh, hi guys, just campaigning. Going to Dave Chappelle's show later tonight. doing crime stats. That's
Race and IQ
yeah.
and
Andrew Yang's like speech is just like, let's talk about the blacks.
Everybody's like, yeah.
He puts a PowerPoint up. It's just a black square, and he goes,
Any questions?
yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
So yeah, basically Andrew Yang's like a white supremacist now. This is
Classic.
Yeah, but also funny the other way too. It's like they did have the speakers, like the Ku Klux Klan, like the head guy, the Grand Wizard's there. It's like, guys, we have a special guest, Andrew Yang.
Oh,
You think everyone in the Klan would be like, no?
No, they might be okay with it.
You think the people in the Ku Klux Klan would be okay with Democratic candidate Andrew Yang showing up to their meetings?
Yeah, because that's the whole thing. Wherever all the Republicans they go, yeah, the Klan, they're all Democrats. You know?
Yeah.
All right, they're all trying to smear each other always, and then everybody's rolling their eyes. You're a Democrat. No, you're a fucking Democrat.
It's funny when people are like, the Klan's all Democrats, and the people in the Klan are like, no, we're not.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, we're not at all. Think I'm fucking.
Stop saying that.
I'm not wearing an "I'm with her" shirt. And if I was, it's ironically, okay?
All right, guys. Great speech on the whites taking over the race. How it's the best race, and we need to send everyone back to their respective countries, and no one can live together. All really, really good stuff, Tim. Anyways, we're bringing up Andrew Yang here.
And guys, make sure you get out and vote on Tuesday and vote for Hillary Clinton.
Andrew Yang's going to get up here and talk about how his new party that he started, the Forward Party.
The Forward Party.
So they went with that, and then they said, but the festivities skewed towards libertarians and other members of the liberty movement.
Oh, I hate liberty.
How do these fucking Southern Poverty Law Center guys not have aren't they just like a complete?
I mean, a 19-year-old intern wrote this. Probably they're like this thing must be just absolutely overrun with fucking like newly graduated.
Oh yeah, fresh
liberal
outs.
arts college students and.
Portions of which belong to the extremist anti-government movement. So it's like, if you don't like the government, you're extremist. Like, dude, that's the most definition of like fascism. Kind of, is like anyone who disputes anything the government says is a
government
extremist.
stinks.
Yeah, the government. If you're listening to this,
extremist.
you just Danny put the government on notice right there.
Yeah, you're on blast, government. You fucking stink.
Yeah, well, these guys don't like the government, which, well, you know who else doesn't like the government? Rage Against the Machine. Extremists.
No, they love the government.
Well, they do now, but at the time.
Oh, yeah. They used to be extremists, but that's when they weren't because everything was topsy-turvy.
I think that with them specifically, they sort of had the same beliefs. Everything just changed.
They're
so
on the
much.
Southern Poverty Law Center Wall of Fame.
Exactly. Their belief, which they had for a long time, which just happens to lots of people, just got super corporatized, and they haven't really modified what they're saying at all.
Yeah, and I mean, you see with
anytime anyone's saying anything 20 years ago, it's like context does matter.
I mean, look at Eric Clapton. He's literally a villain now because he just said some stuff about the vaccine and how he's just against the vaccine, or Van Morrison or fucking Morrissey, like all these guys who are like beloved.
I think that's what people always forget, that like context matters, where you go, okay, imagine that, it's like someone here when they were annoying, right? And you like had to come up and say, and you're like, you were the first person to say like, yo, this dude's kind of annoying, right? And then everyone would kind of be like, good point. Like, the kind of thing that they would say, right? Yeah. But imagine the whole world, everyone hated this guy. No one would invite him anywhere. It was like all anyone talked about how annoying this guy was. And then the guy shows up and you're like, look how fucking annoying this guy is. Everyone would be like, dude, now it's kind of a little oversaid, right? So it's like, well, it's the same point. It's like, well, yes, obviously, like the context in which something's said matters to which the degree it's like needs to be said or has been kind of taken over by like, Zellers.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're a fucking super famous, you keep your goddamn opinions to yourself.
Right, but Yang's a politician.
No,
so
Yang obviously,
opinions to himself. And Andrew, and I mean,
not Yang.
Rage Against the Machine is like their whole thing was being, talking about politics.
Yeah, that's true. But somehow they managed to be not against the machine.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, they're rage.
Which I think I just described that.
Yeah, no, I know. I understand that.
But they said the festival skews towards those people, right? And it is sponsored by Epic, a web hosting company that has provided services to neo-Nazi and white nationalist
That's who hosts
websites.
my website, actually.
But you know what? Yeah, that's why. Yeah. But also, like, they literally go through the kind of 10, it's like they basically take the 10 worst arguments. Like, I don't know what you call it, like arguing fallacies when you make arguments that like don't make sense. I guess they have a fallacy in them. You know what I mean? They go through the most like debunked ones and just do them one by one. Like first of all, they're just like, this party has, all black and brown and Jewish people, but it's a white supremacist party. And then they go, they have ties to this person and it's like 5 degrees. That guy wasn't there specifically, but they've
I mean, they're saying they're putting this thing on blast like a web hosting company. Like,
but more importantly,
it's not like, how do you think a web hosting company works where they just, every person who signs up, they go there, we're going to give them a full review.
Well, that's what
I'm sure someone complains.
No, that is what they want.
Yeah.
Because they're saying, well, I don't know, Epics, we gave you our list of no's. Literally, what they want is they go, hey, I just noticed you have this guy on, and that's kind of funny because he's on our list of don't serve.
Yeah.
Like, they want to be able to be the don't serve list for the world. Because you could legitimately say this where you go, he went to McDonald's, a restaurant that is often served white supremacists and Trump supporters. The other day, he was on Facebook, a website, which they do say that sort of stuff.
I know.
What can you say?
I mean, there's
Reebok, a shoe often worn by members of the Ku Klux
it's
Klan.
the fucking, what is it, like the Norm Macdonald thing where Hitler's dog, it's like Hitler had a dog.
It's that, but that's why I'm saying it's like the classic ones, right?
Yeah.
They're
ridiculous.
They went through all the classic ones, and then they were like, oh, they were gonna have Nick Fuentes on the festival, but then the organizers booted him after taking a deeper look into his ideology. So it's like basically they were gonna have Nick Fuentes on, and then they said that like they didn't want the smoke of that or whatever, and then their take is like, almost.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have even considered having him on.
We're like, okay, regardless of him or anything, like what white supremacist organization, in their mind, this guy, whatever they think he is or whatever, they go, hey, we're going to have this guy on. And then they go, he's too aggressive. Why would they do that?
Yeah.
If they go, like, why would they kick
I mean,
anyone
assuming
off?
even if it was done,
They're afraid of you, I guess.
Yeah, but also even if you assume that it was done like in good faith, where they straight up were like, yeah, like we've heard good things, and then they go, well, we looked into him, and maybe not for us. They're like, they did the thing you wanted him to do.
But that's what I'm saying.
And
like,
it's still not enough.
Exactly. You still wrote the article, so it's just like, so why would anyone ever pander to you ever? It's like, basically they were going to have some guy on. They didn't want to get in trouble with the fucking Southern Poverty Law Center, so they didn't put him on. And then you wrote articles about how they're bad anyway. Like, it's like, you can't win with these people.
No. The only thing they do is the more they write, it seems like, the more they just fucking kind of make themselves less legitimate with nonsense like this.
Oh, of course. Still.
They have a hate map on their website, and it's just anti-government groups. I'm like, what's wrong with being against the government?
Oh, it's hate. You hate the government. They don't like hate unless it's a word.
Yeah.
But you go, what kind of hate organizations can you have? One's against you, basically.
Yeah. No.
If you have one against yourself.
You gotta love the government.
And hate you. You have to love the government and hate thy neighbor, I guess, right? Because it really is true, though. If you go, I have a group that, I hate group, and you go, what does it hate? It's like, like my dad, people like that, and you go, we'll allow it.
We'll allow it.
We will allow it. But they go, but still, some libertarian speakers belong to the Mises Caucus, a far-right group that won control of the Libertarian Party. Again, Dave.
Yeah. Literally Dave Smith.
Comedian Dave Smith.
From Legion of Skanks.
Yeah.
And he's on this podcast called Legion of Skanks.
Yeah. That's fun. Yes.
I love that came up.
Associate with far-right figures, Dave Smith, comedian and Mises Caucus member who now runs the party's social media, is a featured speaker. Andrew Yang speaks to comedian Dave Smith. It's like, you're just like, the loops that they're going through.
I mean, they probably have a whole thing about Rogan being like, I'm sure they have
of course,
50
all
Rogan
of it.
articles.
100%. Yeah, these people are so cooked, but I just hate it because these organizations actually do have legitimacy. Like, Southern Poverty Law Center will make lists of people, like, don't serve lists, and people do use them.
Yeah.
Like, there's people banned from things because of these guys. And they purposely misinterpret, like, people make jokes and they'll say they're not jokes. Like, they're a terrorist organization. That's what they are.
They are. They're all terrorist bloggers.
Yang, the Democratic candidate in 2020 election, won support from a broad political swath of electorate, including right-leaning fans of former President Trump.
Woo! Half the country?
Yeah, well, for sure. And on top of that, you go, wouldn't that be a good thing? Like, okay, imagine, well, you could say Bernie Sanders. Some people like Bernie. Some of Bernie Sanders' fans were former fans of Trump. And you go, oh, so in your mind, if you hate Trump so much, you go, he converted people from Trump. He goes,
One drop.
No, they should die.
It's the one drop purity test. Honestly, if they apply,
But what do you want them to do? Like how?
die. They want them to die.
How is this not a good thing where you go, if you are this like, left-wing activist, you go, oh, these people that used to like Trump, now they like Andrew Yang instead. Like, wouldn't that be a good thing?
No.
And you go, no, Yang needs to shun them. They can keep voting for Trump and then we can keep writing articles about their bad.
Yeah, we got an article mill that keep going here. Honestly, if they applied their like standards, more than 50% of the country would be like problematic. Like it would be like a majority of the country, and you'd be like, okay, well.
Well, also you go. So Joe Biden, did anyone vote for Trump and then decide to vote for Biden? Okay, Biden pulls from it's like you just do the exact same thing.
Biden, has former Trump supporters voting for him now, and then his eyes flash red.
That's what it is. Like, what do you want?
They just want to be miserable. And they want everybody else.
Andrew Yang is going to a libertarian conference to try to like convert some of them because Andrew Yang, I guess, his thing is he's like, he wants people from all the things.
Yeah, he wants the forward party.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. It's like, you go, no, you can't do, you're not supposed to do libertarians. You go, well, who can I pull from my former party? Only Democrats. And also you have to be one. And also you need to like say our talking points and be like, okay, that's kind of the whole thing I was leaving, this prism.
I don't mind Andrew Yang, but I think he needs to give up his political aspirations.
You're saying forward parties?
I got no beef with him, but you're like, dude, this ain't happening. I don't know, man.
I like him too.
I like him, but I'm just like, dude, this isn't happening. You're not going to be the president. Dude, I don't know what to tell you.
Other dude, at one point, Andrew Yang was running for president. Then he was running for mayor. Like next thing, he's gonna be like running for like president of like the fucking,
he's gonna be running for to be the treasurer of the BOYSCAST. He goes, there were some expenses I didn't approve.
I think Andrew Yang just lost an election to be the president of his condo board.
That would be amazing. He's like a hard fucking campaign to be condo board fucking head of the condo board. It's like, dude, you didn't even fucking come in 10th. He's got a stink on him.
He doesn't know how to win elections, that's for sure.
I mean, I like it. He's got like something. But
Well, I think what he has is like somewhat more like popular in like business and real life, but like the truth is in politics, it does way better to pick a side and just say the stuff that they want to hear.
For sure.
And he sort of has like wants to.
He's the out there.
And he sort of
guy.
sometimes
he's the
does
wacky
that.
idea,
but
guy.
sometimes he does that. Sometimes he doesn't. Like sometimes he kind of says like the propaganda for each side. Sometimes he doesn't. Then sometimes he kind of says what he actually thinks, and then you know what I mean, which is sort of like a more bit. Like I'm sure he probably agrees kind of more with like Elon Musky politics if you break it down.
Yeah, I got nothing against him. I just give it up.
He has probably like Silicon Valley politics if you really boil it
Yeah,
down.
he's not gonna be a politician. I don't know. Try and be a fucking congressman.
Yeah,
Like that seems like if fucking all these
really
idiots all over.
He does get fucking dummied at elections.
Yeah, but like try and be a congressperson. Like that seems like that's doable. There's so many of them, and it seems like some places.
Or you do pull you pull Kane and you be the governor of like Fort Knox. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, he's the mayor of
mayor of like some small town.
Or Knox or something. Knox. Yeah, exactly. Like mayor.
Andrew,
Don't try to be the mayor of New York.
Mayor of New York was but it was a drop. Like I'm telling you right now, I think he's running for he's running to be like.
I actually can't believe that he got.
He's running to be the head of his chair of his dodgeball league.
He's just I don't know, trying to be fucking PTA meetings or something, like parents association at his kid's school. They're like, drops $500K on his fucking campaign, still loses. Dude, it's just not for you, man.
Okay, I think we just ruined our chance of getting him as a guest on the podcast, which you probably would have done. All right, Andrew, I think I always go back where I go. I think we're the shit talking podcast more than we're the fucking having guest podcast for the most part.
That's fine.
Yang was a Democratic candidate. Okay, but that was one other thing I was going to say. But this is, the last thing that made me laugh. Hate Watch sent a request for comment to the Forward Party about Yang's decision to appear at the festival. The Forward Party did not respond. So, and then they said another one. They go, another Mises Caucus linked speaker, Clint Russell, host of Liberty Lockdown. And they asked, oh, no, that wasn't him. But there was another one that they asked Hate Watch. Oh, FreedomFest organizers didn't respond to Hate Watch either for comment. So Hate Watch sort of got ghosted by everyone.
Yeah, they're ghosting SPLC.
What do you think? If you get an email and you go, hey, we're looking for a comment from Hate Watch, do you think that's going to be in your favor or not?
Hopefully that my fucking filters know to send that right to trash.
I'll tell you what, if Hate Watch asks me for a comment, I also am probably going to be fucking not giving a comment to Hate Watch.
Yeah, I probably
sounds like a trustworthy organization.
Yeah,
this fucking
Hate
has my
Watch.
best interest in mind.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does.
What do you think? If you're the head of Freedom Fest, it's probably the Hate Watch. Probably
Yeah, Hate Watch
message.
messaging Freedom Fest. These like both have these fucking catchy names, and you go,
Yeah, but no, what we need to start doing is just like every time we talk about someone on the BOYSCAST like that, be like, we talk about fucking Hillary Clinton, just send her an email to like the office of Hillary Clinton.
Care to comment on this BOYSCAST?
And then
we're releasing it on Friday, so if you'd like to have an official comment.
And then always be saying that like Hillary Clinton's office did not comment.
Yeah, I know.
We responded to Hillary Clinton's office; they did not comment. So that's the fucking. It's like no one even falls for that trick anymore. They go, yeah, you sent a million messages and no one responded to you. It's like they sort of using that as like if they weren't had nothing to hide, they respond to Hate Watch.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they just respond to every fucking email we send? They get 500 emails for comment. They go, why didn't they respond to us? Must be hiding something.
Exactly. So another Mises Caucus speaker, the host of Liberty Lockdown, Russell, started the podcast May 20 to push back against COVID-19 lockdowns, meant to stop the spread of the virus. And that was the last thing that was funny that they put in there. They go, the COVID-19 lockdowns, which if you didn't know...
No, we're meant to.
It's like, oh, that's why they were there. It's
they
like,
didn't.
If he knew that, maybe he wouldn't be against them, you know what I mean? Which is probably just an education thing. But... well, why don't you go there? Why don't you send one of your people there? And you go, guys. Everyone's like, we need to end the lockdowns. They were too much. And everyone's like, guys, hate to be the just straight up common misconception. Some of you may not know this, but the lockdowns were there to sort of stop the virus. And everyone goes, fuck. You know what? I'm an idiot.
What?
Takes off his swastika.
Bye. Grab the cheese grater. We got to get this fucking
I'm
tattoo
embarrassed. Honey?
Egg on my face.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
So that was a mistake that I made, and I'm going to take a quick second here to tell you about one of our favorite sponsors. You guys know that we mess with them, and this is Butcher Box. I cannot tell you about a better meat company. I was just talking to someone when I went back to Toronto the other day that told me they got the sponsor and they were happy with the product.
Love the box.
We love the box, and we also love the Butcher Box sponsor. It's a subscription service that takes the guesswork out of finding high-quality meat. Butcher Box sources their meat from partners the highest standards for quality. No more searching for the grocery store for 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, wild-caught seafood, and more. Their sourcing decisions are made holistically, keeping the farmer, the planet, the animal, and family in mind. So me and Danny both have been on the box. I got my dad on the box. I got my friends on the box.
Love the box.
We're like, you get the chicken, you get the beef, you get the shrimp.
I got the wieners. I made lobster rolls.
Is that from that? Oh, yeah, the lobster rolls. Yeah, I remember you kicking the lobster rolls. I haven't made the lobster rolls yet. Well, I didn't have that.
And you're not going to.
Well, yeah, it doesn't really up my alley of things I could make, but next time you make the lobster rolls, tell me that. I'll tell you what, I'll come over and crank a few.
Yeah.
Every month, Butcher Box it ships a curated box of high quality meat right to your home. Free shipping in the continental U.S. No antibiotics, added hormones. Each box contains between 8 to 14 pounds of meat, depending on the box you choose. That's enough for 24 individual meals, folks. We're not messing around here. Customize your own box or go with one of theirs. But either way, you get exactly what you want. Good way to support the boys is get on Butcher Box. You're already buying meat. This is your chance to have to never shop for ground beef again. That's right. Butcher Box is giving their new members free ground beef for life. You kidding me? Plus a $10 off coupon. Sign up at butcherbox.com/boyscast to get 2 pounds of ground beef free in every order for the life of your membership, plus a $10 off coupon. Log into butcherbox.com/boyscast to claim this deal. We have here probably, I'd say in 3 or 4 weeks, probably my favorite article that came out.
Yeah.
The porn one.
Ridiculous.
This was
like physically.
This is a Tony find, and it's
Cringed.
a fucking banger.
Fucking banger.
So this mom wrote a letter to her son about watching porn. And then she also published it in Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia. It's the website for mamas. Oh, she's a co-founder of Mamma Mia.
Co-founder of Mamma Mia.
She's a co-founder of Mamma Mia.
If you do not want to be the son of the co-founder of Mamma Mia, but she goes, she gave this mom A letter to my son about his porn usage. Maybe the last thing you want to talk to your mom about. Have you ever talked to your mom about porn?
No. Thankfully, no.
It also wasn't probably as like big of a thing back when we were growing up too.
What?
You know, when I was a kid, I used to have to go to the woods to jack off to little boys. That's what you were saying to me earlier.
Yeah. It's just back in my day.
Yeah.
That's how things were.
Back in Danny's day when he was getting CP. I guess if you got a nude photo of anyone when you were a kid, you technically had CP.
I have nude photos of myself.
Oh, you have CP of yourself.
That'd be the ultimate going away for that. You go, I swear I'm innocent.
Yeah.
It's me. Rules are rules, kid. I don't know.
Quite a way. I mean, people do get like in trouble for CP of themselves. From my understanding, it's not so much that they get in trouble; it's that the cops use that to like get them to rat on someone else. They go, "Hey, listen, we got evidence that you have controlling child porn because you have nude photos of yourself, so you better give them up."
Yeah, give up. Who do you got? I go, my brother.
I think generally,
are you sick fuck? You go, we were taking a bath together when we were like children.
Generally, from the cop shows, they never actually take anyone down from that. They always just use it as a ball of leverage, and it usually works on the 16-year-old girls. I'll tell you what, the SVU came out with a new season. It's unwatchable. It's fucking insane,
That's
dude.
sad.
Buddy, I've never seen.
Why is it so unwatchable?
It just like straight up went, because they all went different varying degrees of like fucking woke or whatever, but like SVU. Okay, so it starts out by being like that they're all, it's like, 2021, right? So it's all like they're all, everything they do is under scrutiny or whatever, right?
Okay.
And then the old guard takes over, and the guy who's in charge of the SVU is an old guy named McGrath. Like, they bring in an old cop guy, and then they bring it to the boss of the special victims unit comes in, he goes, "What's up? I'm fucking McGrath." And he goes, "Listen, we gotta fucking stop." He literally comes in, he goes, "Listen, we're not gonna be prosecuting any of this he said, she said bullshit anymore."
Oh, he's like based. He comes in and goes, "All right, I don't care. We need more blacks in jail." You go, McGrath.
It's one step further. He's on his phone. The girl, they'll come in and she was brutally raped and blah 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 and blah blah blah. And he's looking at his phone. He goes, "I don't know. Seems like kind of a slut."
Yeah, but what was she wearing? You go,
dude, it's that crazy.
Who's the actor? Is he famous?
I don't know the guy's name, but Marissa Mahogany has a big problem with him. She's always kind of coming up to him, being like, "These victims matter," and she goes, "Victim schmictums."
Yeah.
This guy's the head of the special victims unit.
Yeah. Victim schmictums, like it's in the name, victims.
Dude, it is crazy. The one of them, there was like a cop's a cop's daughter got like raped, and then some other girl got raped by the same guy, and it was like a serial rapist or whatever, and they had fingerprints and everything, all this sort of stuff, right? And the cop goes, "Listen, we got a good witness. Let's not muddy the waters with this whore." Dude, it's fucking.
How did he get put on the thing?
Well, because they're sort of making the point.
Oh,
that,
it's a commentary,
this is classic.
like nepotism, or
but it's New York, right? So the day before, like before this guy came in, they were like, someone like even just looked at a black guy the wrong way, and the whole department's under lockdown. And then the next day, the head of the department's like, "Who's this slut?"
Yeah, like the new head of the department calls him George Fentanyl. You go, whoa, easy, man.
It's crazy, right? So anytime they come in, the girl goes, "We have video of the girl getting raped." And he goes, we're unless there's cold hard fucking semen in your hand, we're not unless you personally catch him in the act, we're not. McGrath doesn't give a shit about the victims. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just so over the top, and I'll tell you what. Not that I'm saying that every fucking thing's like this, but once in a while they'll bring someone in on these shows from like butt fuck nowhere where you never heard of. Mm-hmm. And I go, I don't know this town. Like, sure, I'll believe they brought some guy in a cowboy hat in that plays a different fucking set of rules.
Yeah.
He beats the prisoners up a little more, And you go, maybe it's not like that. I don't know. But I'll tell you, I don't think the head of the like special victims unit in 2021 in New York is saying victim schmickums.
Yeah, I doubt he's white.
It's just crazy.
It's a woman.
I know, right? So I do not recommend that.
Yeah, okay.
So I watched a few episodes.
I've seen a Law and Order.
There's a new Law and Order I'm going to get on. So, Mamma Mia, to my darling boy. So what you want to do is put yourself in a place where your mom sends you this letter. She goes, "Hey, we need to chat porn." You go, "Probably don't need to chat porn."
Well, first off, you're like, your mom goes, "I got some mail from you. I got a letter." And you're like, "I've never got a letter in my life."
From me.
15. She goes, "It's from me."
It's from me.
Oh, okay, so why the pageantry about I have a letter? She goes, "It's just Just read it.
Just read it to my darling boy. I realize that conversation about sex is not one anyone wants to have with his mother at any age, because even having the words mother and sex in the same sentence is deeply upsetting. As a gift to you, let's not talk about it face to face, but I'm also going to publish it mamamia.com.
And tag you on Facebook. He's getting tagged a lot in this.
Mm-hmm. You won't find this information on porn sites or in conversations with your mates. And your future sexual partners probably won't tell you. Not for years or decades. Only mom knows the secrets about porn. So mom's a bit of a porn hound,
Yeah,
some might say.
Bit of a porn addict.
Son, rule 1. When the guys move their arms, that's so the camera can see better.
You want to have it well lit. Very well lit. Shadows are not your friend.
Exactly, right?
Just all these porn rules.
Yeah, she does the 10 porn commandments. Is basically what she's giving
Make
him.
sure you really give a good douche if you're going to do anal. Otherwise, there's going to be fucking shit everywhere.
When you're searching through, do not pay for the premium. You can get it free otherwise. Here are some places you can do it. Disclaimer: as a woman, I'm giving advice pertaining to heterosexual porn because I'm a straight woman, and this is my personal area of expertise.
Gross.
It's so gross. Imagine your mom saying, obviously heterosexual porn is my area of expertise.
And she's not an ex-porn star. So it's like actually not your area of expertise at all.
Now, personally, Mama likes the BBC. But I'm into straight
Your mom's into bukkake, okay? I don't know any other way to put it.
Isn't that crazy?
Bit of a freak.
Your mommy's a bit of a freak, okay? And obviously, whether you're gay, straight, or anywhere on the sexuality spectrum, I care not. The same broad principles apply. So mom's sort of throwing a dig, and whether you're some fag or some shit like that. I don't know if you fucking...
I don't know, however you are, it's just...
and listen, I'm into straight porn, and mom likes a good BBC. Mom likes her fucking man. I like a man and a woman, not Adam. That's not Steve and Steve, She's
probably wondering, she's kind of been avoiding me for the past week. Like, having that breakfast the day after you're reading the article. She goes, so, read the letter.
Yeah,
goes,
but I want to say that I'm into straight porn, and if you're into that Steve versus Steve shit, then just fucking put this letter in the garbage right now, because we got nothing more to talk about, bro. Brah. So mom is sort of throwing a dig a little bit, like whether you're gay or straight, and the son keeps being like, yep, for the 100th time, you're gay, because she keeps having her pen, like, hey, did you talk anything about that sexuality? She's got like 4 I've got a gay son articles queued the fuck up.
He goes, let's drive you to school. Bumper sticker, I have a gay son. He goes, Mom, I'm not gay. She goes, look, you prove it to me, and I'll take that bumper sticker off, and he'll fucking get in. What a nightmare this must be with this kid at school.
That's the best. The dad that's like, he has a thing that he goes, gay son on board.
Proud parent of a gay son.
Yeah, and this son's like, Dad, I'm not gay. And he goes, prove it. As far as I'm concerned, you are.
He goes, you got to earn getting that bumper sticker getting taken off, all right?
Did you see how you played fucking lacrosse last week? Could have fooled me.
Could have fooled me with that turnover.
You just ran an 8-minute mile, son. This bumper sticker stays. Well, you're not gay, then you must be trans, because it's not. You ain't no fucking straight man.
Yeah, no, you ain't.
Oh my God. Disclaimer: as a woman, I'm into that type of porn. First of all, I know you've watched porn, probably a lot of it. Imagine your mom being like, "Listen, between me and you, I know you're fucking cranking them out.
Cranking them out. I see the fucking bandwidth usage."
I've struggled with this at first. Nobody wants to imagine their child watching strangers having sex, let alone porn sex, which is something differently entirely. You're a fiend. And also, I'm publishing this publicly. It's like, but that's between me and you and Mamma Mia's reader.
Is that a normal thing where parents picture their kids watching other people have sex?
She doesn't want to do it, but she will if she has to for the article. She was probably doing the research for the article, and she was putting herself through that. She goes, ugh. But this mom's a public writer, so it's like everyone knows who her son is. It's like,
yeah, but she's a public writer for like this crappy ass blog.
Nah, Mamma Mia's popping off, dude.
From us.
Got the BOYSCAST bump, yeah. For me, this is not a moral question. If you've been watching porn, I'm upset for you, not with you, because I think it has the potential to affect early sexual experiences in a real negative way. So a lot of her thing is sort of that porn's bad for you. It's not where we thought it was going, where it's going to be like, because where you would think the article is
It's
going.
not her recommendation of her top favorite scenes.
Your instincts are this article is going to be like, now listen, don't hold yourself down to just like 2 girls, 1 guy. You know what I mean? Maybe you try 3 guys. Maybe you try 3.
4 guys, 5 guys,
exactly.
8 guys.
I actually put a playlist together for you. That's kind of what you thought, but basically it was sort of more saying she's saying this almost like the talking point that it's like there's negative health benefits, which
the
there obviously
stuff.
is.
Yes.
Watching a ton of porn isn't bad at you, so she's not totally off. Obviously, watching 8 hours of porn together 2 days is not good for anyone. Obviously, right?
Think she's gonna do the cigarette thing where she makes them just watch fucking porn every day for a week?
Yes.
12 hours a day. She goes,
That's
let's see how
correct.
much you like porn. You're
She
gonna
goes,
watch all the
"Listen."
porn on fucking Pornhub.
You're gonna watch me and your father having sex till you don't like watching people have sex anymore. For me, it's a moral question. If you've been watching porn, I'm not upset for you. Mom wants and she goes, it's gonna affect your early sexual experiences in a normal way. And I want you to have a good time when you're out there.
Yeah.
When you bring that girl home, you shut the lights
How old do you think
off.
this kid is,
Me and
10?
your father put our earplugs in. I don't want porn, taken away from what the enjoyment of that girl's vagina.
Yeah.
Back in my day, it's sort of this, right? She says a lot of the vibe of it is kind of like, and I know kids right now, you're going to be having trouble getting it up because of the porn and you're going to have unrealistic expectations. Things were easier. Back in my day, I just used to get banged by 3 fucking guys in the back of the truck listening to Dylan. I just had...
You know how it was?
Yeah, things were different back in my day. I just got banged in the back of a barn by 3 football players while the boss is playing on repeat.
The late 90s was a good time.
We used to smoke a doobie of fucking sesamelia.
Got fucking stems and seeds in that shit and just get railed by the old farmhand.
Just get... Whereas you are gonna, you're gonna be expecting all this different stuff. Whereas when I was hanging out with the minister's son in the back of the church, listening to Ozzy Osbourne that we shouldn't have been listening to, it was puff puff, pass on a third guy, puff puff, pass out, get fucked. Puff puff.
She
pass
grew
out.
up in fucking Footloose or something.
I think that's what she sort of did. Yeah. People who watch a lot of porn can have trouble enjoying real sex with real people, and men who watch a lot of porn are usually pretty bad at sex. Like your father, for example, watches a lot of porn, can't please me for the life of him. Obviously not the worst, not even the worst thing to say that, be careful with porn or whatever, but it's just your mom, not the vessel. If you're a mom out there that thinks you want to talk to your son about porn, it's not going to help.
If my mom wrote me this letter, I would probably get one line into it. I go, so this is what this is about? Yeah, I'll pass on that.
Yeah, I'd
Thanks.
puke, dude. I'd go, what are you doing, Mom? No, because I was very, to be honest, my personality was kind of similar to how it is now when I was fairly young. I would say, probably how old are you in grade 3?
Grade 3, I don't know, it's 8?
I feel like grade 3 is my earliest memories of rolling my being Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like how I am now and stuff like your parents and you're just talking to your friends.
your parents
about,
embarrassing you.
These guys are a handful. My teachers were fucking shut up.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
When you start rebelling.
Grade 3 was my first memory of being kind of how I am now, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say around there too, yeah.
Yeah. Grade 2, I still was probably in the Matrix a little
you're
bit.
Fucking just a cuck.
No, grade 3, I was just a menace. I was more just running around, fucking breaking stuff, getting kicked out, yelling and screaming. But I didn't have a philosophy of ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was great up until I think up until that I was more
Yeah, you're crazy, and then you kind of came online a little bit more.
You sort of switched. Yeah, I was and then your parents being can you do this? And you're like, ugh.
I wrote you a letter about porn. You go,
yeah. Where I would have been shut up, Mom. We're not doing this. No, not happening.
read the letter.
Yeah, read the letter at gunpoint. Well, she says the dad's, maybe not performing up to snuff, and she doesn't
This sucks too for this kid because he knows his mom's a writer, right? So he gets his letter and he's like, this isn't even like
for me.
This is for
I'm
you.
a pawn in this whole game.
Yeah, this is just a piece of this story. Like,
or he never even got the letter. Yeah, man.
Or maybe not. Or there was
Probably
never
did.
a letter for sure. But
Or she probably did write the letter, but in back of her head, she was like, if this works out, it's going published, obviously.
no, this is getting published regardless. This started with an idea for a column. This isn't going to start
You
with
gotta
a letter.
do the things after.
She goes, what's a good idea for a thing? I'll go, I'll write a letter about porn to my son, writes a letter, does the whole thing. But like, it's you have a friend who's into pranks and then everything's like video, you have a friend who's like a vlogger or TikTok and everything's like in public is always just that shit. And
back in my day, son, I used to have to get my dad's Playboy and take it out to the woods and just fucking beat my clam till it was black and blue. And you go, Mom,
mother.
Sometimes I couldn't walk for 3 days after the damage I did to myself holding that Playboy magazine in the deep woods.
Oh, right out in the bayou.
Your father used to walk in on me. I looked him smack in the face and kept going because I wasn't about to stop for no one. When I got going, it was like a boat. But that was then. This is now. I didn't have the selection. If I had the selection, I would have had 9 computer screens. I'm a fiend, son. And you got that fiend in your bones. It's in your blood. We're a family of fiends.
Don't resist the temptation.
Me and your father getting physical altercations over who gets to use the laptop, the family laptop. We've had to take a second mortgage out for 2 laptops. I watch porn like a CSI with a CSA agent. I got 19 screens set up, son. You want to become me? My clam hurts.
The clam hurts. Son, you do not know how bad this clam hurts.
My clam's in critical condition. I had to go to the doctor. Fist stuck in the clam. I had 2 fists tied together, stuck in my clam. I saw it on a porno, thought I could do it.
That's what you got to watch out for. You're going to see stuff on pornos thinking you could do it. You're going to wind up in the goddamn emergency room.
You ever eat a plantain in our house? Well, you're lucky you peeled it. I'll just say that. Just say that you're lucky you peeled that plantain, son. Because you've eaten something you don't want anything to do with. I'm a fiend, son. They say they're more likely to do things that their partners find upsetting, demeaning, or painful just because they saw them in porn. You don't want to be that guy. So his mom's sort of saying keep it vanilla, you know what I mean?
Yeah, girls like that shit, though.
Well, some do. Some
do.
Yeah.
But I'm saying she's trying to say, and girls aren't like that.
She's saying, oh, yeah, well,
yeah, some of them are.
Well, that's what she's forgetting, that a lot of the girls grew up in this generation, too, where they've sort of been into the,
They can't fucking feel anything unless you spit in their mouth to start.
I agree that you could probably, like, over the last 10 years, like, maybe even more, 8 years, like, the first time with a chick, you could get into some pretty wild stuff if you felt like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's actually not that crazy. So you're right, the mom being...
I mean, you got to feel it out, like anything. It's just like, you go on a date with a girl, you got to feel out if you should give her your real political opinions or your fake ones.
Mm-hmm. But also, I would say it's sort of got annoying because all these girls are like faking it too, like in the sense that it's like...
They're not faking, not with me, dog.
I don't mean faking
Speak
that.
for yourself, dog.
I mean, they're faking that's their personality, that they like it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like...
They think that's what you want.
Well, they're faking their like wild and crazy guy personality, and there's nothing that bothers me more than people going through phases. And there's nothing... And I obviously, during like sex stuff, I hate people that are like... going through fucking some like phase.
Worst.
So you're just like, you know what I mean? I like them to sort of have somewhat of a, do a thing you do, I'll do a thing you do. If it fucking works, it works.
Yeah. We just do our own thing, and then if it works out for us, it works out for us. Let's not put so much pressure on
Listen,
ourselves.
I'm gonna put this piece of paper down. You write down 2 positions. I'll write down 2 positions. I'm gonna tear up the piece of papers. We're gonna pull one out of a hat. I'm going to put this hourglass. You have 7 minutes to finish. And after that...
I like the hourglass. If we don't finish, then we try again tomorrow.
Yeah,
how's that sound?
We try again next time I'm feeling randy, and I can't predict that.
Unpredictable, this generation.
Hard for me to get randy with a girl that doesn't finish. Anyways, let's go. Let's go.
TikTok.
You guys
are calculator watch? All right, let's go.
I whisper in her ear too. I go, let's go.
You ever been fucked with a guy wearing a calculator watch?
So I had clocks everywhere in the room. No, but it's like it's on your calculator watch, but it's hooked up to the big like hockey arena game clock.
Yeah, like that.
She's like, I'm almost there. And time to go.
Okay, let's regroup tomorrow. We'll see if we can do it again.
All right, good game out there. You know what I mean? We gave it a shot. I was able to finish. You need to work on your game out there a little bit. You know, I won this round. Looks like I won this round. I put it on the scoreboard. 1-0.
Yeah, you know, you don't know you're competing. You're competing.
So that's what the mom's saying, I guess.
Mom sucks.
Mom stinks.
I hate her.
Okay. People who watch a lot of porn aren't good at sex, she's saying. And she's saying no one's into that stuff, which she's like, I know from experience, for example, your dad keeps his shirt on and puts a dick through the hole, you know? They're more likely to do things that their partners find upsetting and demeaning just because they saw them in porn. You don't want to be that guy. I wish any sex advice from your mom needs to be fucking puked out. I wish you could have had all of the chance to explore sex organically with all the surprises and thrills and spills.
The moment that my mom wrote thrills and spills,
I'd be fucking throwing up there. Yeah, be a spill coming out of my fucking stomach.
Yeah. Just vomiting everywhere.
Oh, your mom telling you the thrills and spills. That's the way it used to be. For us, sex was cool. Sex was a cool, often awkward experience or discovery. I told you, see, right? She's saying like when I was a
back
kid,
in my day, we knew how to fuck.
Yeah, but
we fucked.
She's saying we fucked, but it was missionary, but it was a cool experience.
Yeah, because it was just sloppy, and neither knew what was going on.
Neither knew what we were doing. You know,
you don't even know what hole goes where.
I barely knew if it was your dad or your dad's best friend. Sometimes we messed that up. It's hard when Hendrix is fucking. You ever get finger blasted to the guitar getting finger blasted?
He's goddamn fucking genius on that thing.
I got railed in the back of the pickup at 9:40 p.m. in front of my mama's house. Dad's working at the steel mill late. That's how it used to be before porn.
I fucking hate this woman.
Today, by the time your generation embarks on your sex lives, you'll have seen hundreds of hours of porn stars doing it hundreds of ways. The hogs. Oh, the hogs. You're going to see hogs. You're going to see big hogs. You're going to see gigantic hogs. You need to get those hogs out of your mouth, son.
It's like Charlotte's Web, Hog City.
We're all going to Hog City for the night. They will all be in your head and in bed with you, and will explicitly feel your actions if you're not desirous. She goes, those hogs are going to be in your head, son.
Good luck, get them out.
You're not going to be able to get those hogs. I'm speaking from experience. My head's a clam factory. I used to call my head the beach because it's a clam house. Surf and turf up in here. So she says the hogs will be in your head. They'll be, you're going to see all these, hundreds of people. The hogs will be in your head and explicitly feel your actions, if not your desires. What do you think's worse? Saying your mom saying thrills and spills, or your mom talking about your desires?
I don't know. Spills is way worse.
Spills is gross.
But then also, I wonder if this is going to have some sort of effect where is it going to make him go crazy, or is it going to make him be like totally celibate kind of thing? Like which effect?
I think if he's any sort of a normal kid, he's going to ignore this completely.
Yeah,
it's going to be a
like
complete
mom.
fuck off.
Yeah,
fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yeah, definitely a fuck off. So I think that's kind of what you would do if you're normal. And she says, also, well, I've got your attention. Remember that it's crucial that all women have cheap, safe, and legal access to contraception and abortion. And she goes, so make sure that you march alongside women whenever they're fighting for reproductive rights. I was like, also, like, this letter's about porn, but also go to abortion rallies.
I mean, that's where the easy pussy is.
I guess so, right?
If you want to play this fucking game on fucking easy mode, head on down to the abortion rallies.
I told you this, mate. We
pro-choice.
Or you I probably know them, but we know some buddies that fucking were getting down at Occupy Wall Street, the original.
Oh, yeah.
That was the original like hippie march, right?
Yeah, of course.
But I think guys, it was easier to be. Occupy Wall Street had like somewhat of more of like it had a little less of that was before Like that was when you could be like a head activist and just be like a white guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some white guy out of college could go there and you're sort of on equal footing.
For sure.
If you're like just your average white guy out of college, you always need to be like, not taking up space.
Well, it wasn't a race. It wasn't a race gender based thing. It was a class based thing.
Yeah,
right? So it's
exactly.
like, what did race really matter in that thing?
So I think, you always, nowadays, you need to be like, hey, lady, it's very important to me to not take up space, and I felt like the least space up I could take is the back of my fucking Ford. The trunk of my Ford Escape's got a little pull down where me and you can go in there. Two white people, we won't take up any space.
We don't want to take up too much space. Just just a bunch of legs and arms and just everything getting crazy.
Me and you,
know?
lady, we don't want to take up too much space. You know what I mean? This is not a march for us.
It's like I got a
This is march
sleeping bag. Sleeping bag for one.
I know this is an abortion march, but this is for trans men. This isn't our fight. You know what I mean? So
I mean, it is our fight. Every fight is our fight, but it's not our fight. So if you want to,
it's not our fight to speak. It's our fight to be here in support and yell at our dads in our spare time. So what we really need to do, baby.
You just appropriated black culture.
Do you think that's what, how, like a lot of songs are about, like, saw that girl on the corner, yellow ribbon in her hair, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And now it's like, she was holding that blue pickup sign, it was the most beautiful handwriting saying men are trash. like in 10 years, it's like the love songs.
Yeah,
about
caught her
the
eye
girl
from
at the
across
rally.
the protest.
Yeah, the girl that...
She caught my eye.
Talk.
The sign said I'm a piece of shit.
And the sign said, all white people need not apply.
Need to die.
So I picked up my sign and got in line and protested right beside. I whispered in her ear that I said, white people should be quiet.
White people should die. And I sign time.
And I
make that.
Well, yeah, and I brought her to the back of the Ford Escape.
Good car, Ford Escape. You used to have one of those.
And then I ripped off that Bernie shit from the tits.
Bernie shit from the tits.
Bernie shirt.
A Bernie shirt.
Yeah, I ripped off the Bernie shirt. But do you think that'll be like some, love song before it?
Could be.
I guess all love songs nowadays sort of sound like Usher. You know what I mean? Like the Drake era.
Yeah.
Like every even like all the like if you see like new age like white dudes that look like frat guys that kind of would have been like a John Mayer type guy, or like they would have been like Jack Johnson.
Yeah.
Now those guys all like sort of have to do a little bit of like a
they're like a little hip.
well, even the country guys.
R&B.
Well, even the country guys have a little bit of like R&B in them, right?
Well, the country guys sing those songs, those love songs, but they're love songs about their country
or their car or something.
or their car
yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's. I think someone made that joke, but like country songs are all about things they like.
Yeah. Yeah. It is beer.
I like my beer, and I like
my beer,
and I like my truck, and I like my wife, and I like my house, and I like my dog, and I like my kids, and I like my country, and I like my party, and
yeah, just she been like
I like my guitar, and it's just kind of all that, right?
Well, yeah.
Oh baby, I saw you standing next to the purple hair, something like that. Okay, so she says, "Listen. You're going to knock these bitches up. You want to fucking take them to the abortion
Been
valley."
knocking them up.
So she gives 6 different points. 1, porn sex is not real sex. Sex work, but porn sex is not real sex. Porn is sex. Well, that's because you're right. It's not real sex because it's an honest living is what it is. Porn sex is not real sex. What it is an honest day's work.
Well, I mean, it is real sex, but it's just...
Well, you are actually having sex.
Yeah.
Porn sex is to sex what Formula One is to driving. Sports metaphors from Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
An extreme version, best left to professionals. And you, son, ain't no motherfucking professional.
I don't think you need to leave it to professionals.
Sex needs to be left.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Especially
leave it
for
to
girls.
the pros.
Yeah, well, for guys.
Oh, like escorts? No.
I mean, for the only thing, for guys, it's like, no, you need a big dick. And for girls, you need to be able to take a big dick. That's really the whole deal.
Yeah, just be hot.
Be hot helps,
But
yeah. But,
sometimes not
or
even.
don't be hot, yeah.
Yeah,
or just have any sort of look that fits any sort of niche, which is
Yeah.
almost everything.
Pretty much.
You could probably pick anything on thing. Go fat redhead, million fat redheads.
Yeah. It's very democratic.
The son brings a girl home. He comes down on the couch. He turns the light on. He's finger blaming. He goes, son. It's for professionals.
Ew.
What are you trying to do here?
Flip those lights back off.
that has little bearing on driving a regular car down the street. You don't have what it takes to go pro, is what you're basically saying. How does she know that her son's not going to lay it down either? Right?
Also, is she insinuating that she's some crazy pro because she has a kid?
I guess so, right? Yeah. Well, you're right, though. But why? How does she know that this son doesn't got what it takes to go to the big leagues? You know what I mean? She hasn't even let him try yet.
He's probably like has a fucking higher body count than she has, and he's like 15.
It's like, Mom, funny saying your mom's a higher body count.
No, he probably has a higher body count than
No. He's like 11, dude.
Oh, he's like 11. I thought he was like a teenager.
She's saying like.
Well, this is in the teens category. So I think she's
maybe he's 12.
No, I think 13. It's worse because I think he's like in high school.
Well, but she did say like you're soon going to be having sex, so maybe the kid. You're saying the kid's
no, she's
like,
naive. Well, she's assuming you're going to be 20 soon, or you're going to be banging age.
I think you're off.
He's
on
just
that,
like
but we don't have that information.
Like a bin smashing. Well, I know she has it under the teen category.
Never compare yourself to the men you see in porn. Male porn stars are chosen for their larger than average penis sizes.
You don't say.
Yeah, like the kid does kind of know that. But you're right. I think that does like mess up.
And what if he's packing?
He could be packing, but maybe she's saying the dad's not packing, so she's assuming he's not packing.
Yeah.
But
your dad's got a micro.
That probably is a good point, though, that a lot of kids probably get messed up by like fucking like. I don't think I'd seen when I was like 13 or whatever, whenever you're going through puberty, maybe I don't even know older than that, but whatever it was, I definitely hadn't seen like 10,000 monster fucking dongs yet.
I had.
Just your own 150 times. Just my own.
Just my own on a magnifying glass 45,000 times.
I can't imagine that would be good for your self-esteem if you're like, you've only seen your dick and then fucking...
But I definitely saw porn, like, because she said, like, you see porn, most people see porn, like, I saw porn for the first time pretty young.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah, because my brother had it on our computer.
Temple?
Porn temple?
Synagogue? Is that where you
said? Oh, no. Just on them.
Your brother had it?
On like one of those fucking 486, those Pentium 486 bad boys.
What's that?
It's the computer we had.
And your brother showed you it?
Yeah, he had it on like a floppy disk.
And he goes, yo, check. He had a floppy disk of porn?
I swear to God, it was like...
And he said, yo, check this out?
Yeah.
You'll never do that.
Yeah.
He goes, you want to give this a shot?
I go, yes, I do.
Did you guys wank it together, you and your brother?
No.
No?
Is that something brothers do?
And he goes, no, your brother brings you over and he goes, see this? And you go, that looks pretty sick. You go, know what's even better? Money.
Yeah, and then we jerked it to that.
You know, he shows you a video of just like, you know, like a guy. You're like this. That's one porn, and the other porn is just like slot machines paying out. Like fucking.
I think it moved watching this slot machine video.
Usually they use drugs like Viagra. Other times the video is edited to make it look like it's one continuous sex session when it's not. They also have hairless bodies and no pubic hair. This is a porn thing. It's not because all women prefer men to be hairless. Whereas your dad, for example...
hairless?
Yeah, she goes... That's such a funny point. She goes, no one has pubes. Like, whereas your mom, a normal, actually reasonable body, bush.
Bush City.
Big bush. They used to call me George in the high school.
W. The kids used to call me W because I got the bush.
That's so funny. A girl's nickname being W. That's such a good nickname for a girl with a bush. Like if your boys all know and it's I might see W tonight. Everyone knows it's the girl with the bush. Holy shit, that's fucking great. That's the perfect nickname for a girl that's fucking packing bush.
So long too. Like you couldn't even write a concise letter.
No, this is big. Okay, well, yeah, we'll wrap this up soon. Never compare your partner's body to women in porn. This may seem obvious, but I need to spell it out in explicit detail. The women you see in porn often have fake boobs. They are much bigger, higher, harder, rounder, and natural boobs than your mom's saggy ass milk bag.
I mean, like, let him just be a fucking teenager he'll figure it out.
Do you ever see when Kramer takes off his shirt because he's so hairy and they go, ah?
Yeah.
That's his mom being like, you want to see what a real boob looks like? His mom goes, no. He goes,
oh, God.
They're touching the floor. They're touching the floor. This is what a tit looks like, son. Look at me.
Look at my vulva. Look at my vulva. This is what a real vulva looks like.
This is a vag right here. God. It's currently leaking piss. Yeah, that's what happens.
Like, is it not intuitive to just kind of watch a bunch of porn?
And you see all those buttholes, they're all waxed and bleached. No, open your eyes, son. You need to see this.
But I'm like, is it not intuitive to just know some of this stuff where you go, yeah, obviously I know that that's not what women look like who are in porn because every girl I know doesn't look like this. So yeah, I get that that's not what they look like.
I mean, I don't get like that point. It's like, well, you've never smashed a hot girl before, like.
Yeah, but I'm saying like she goes, not all of them look like that, and you go, obviously, because I don't know. I maybe know one girl who looks like this. So.
What do you like? You're just saying that you're saying the like.
She's trying to be like, hey, just so you
She's
know,
saying the
not
big
every
fake
woman,
tits.
not every woman is hot or super hot or whatever.
Yeah, but like tons of girls in porn aren't that hot.
I know
It's
that.
just like a look. So it's like, dude, there's so many girls in porn where you're just like, yeah, I've smashed tons of hotter girls. Now. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know what point. Yeah.
But what's the point? But she's like, not every girl looks like that. The only thing she means maybe is like they don't all have these like crazy fake boobs.
Yeah, sure. But again, he
Tons
knows
of
that.
girls do.
Yeah, tons of girls do.
Tons of girls have fake boobs.
Yeah.
So I don't know what.
And vulva surgery. I feel like vulva surgery is really not.
And she goes, and the women in real life take much longer to warm up than women in to warm up. Your mom talking about having to warm up.
Not to mention the vulvas you see in porn look very different from real life vulvas,
Mama
which
takes
are
a
often,
little while.
which she goes, which are often far less contained. Imagine your mom telling you about how the containability of vulvas.
Who are paid to do this instantly and be convincing. So mama takes a little while. So when you hear, if you hear me and your father getting started, know it's going to be a while.
Her mom's literally giving the fucking kerflump with the vulva. She goes, let me show you what a real vulva looks like. Not one of them porn vulvas. Takes off her underwear. She's like, kerflump.
This is the biggest article of all time. So women in porn are faking it. And her last point is they will say, porn is almost always made for men. By making things like anal sex, double and triple penetration, and coming and spitting on women's faces standard in porn, most of you easily could be fooled into thinking that every woman likes those things. So she already sort of made that point, and it was kind of the point that we said that some people do actually think that.
Yeah. And some people do like that.
Interesting.
Gross.
Gross. So... speaking of women trying to trick us into, they always want to trick you. They're putting their face paint on. They're lying to you.
Yep.
And then on top of that, fucking Demi Lovato, well, she was using her crystals probably to trick men.
Yeah.
Demi Lovato had to get stitches because of her giant amethyst crystal and made a TikTok video about it. But anyways.
She doesn't have a crystal for not getting hit by crystals? Because that's the thing, right? You gotta have that. She just didn't have that crystal.
This is a problem.
She didn't have the
Demi.
not tripping crystal.
Demi.
She had a crystal for, everything, for love and the universe, but she just didn't have the not tripping crystal.
And she tripped on the crystal. So.
She tripped on it.
Yeah, sorry. Continue. No.
I was gonna say,
No.
you call her Billy because she's tripping on crystals. That's a bad one. Crystal.
Here's a little interesting thing before we kind of wrap this puppy home.
Yeah, wrap it on.
Science, they said, is happy wife, happy life true? Science says yes. So they did a big science thing.
I like science.
Right. And science basically does a whole thing. And their whole point is like, it actually is true that if the woman's happier, the relationship's better. But if the man's happier, the relationship's worse. And it was like, the whole article is kind of like why it's good for men to keep their wife happy. But like the obvious undertone is like, yeah, because men don't make it everyone's problem.
Yes.
Like there's a lot of guys that are unhappy and they just say whatever and they still go to their job and just live some shitty life and they fucking go down with the ship and keep it and hold it to themselves, right? Whereas if a girl's having a bad time, everyone's having a bad time.
Yeah, they're just like a black hole of misery. They just suck you in.
We're all having a bad time.
Yeah, because if I'm having a bad time, we're all having a bad time.
Okay.
Well, you could just internalize this and not, project this on everybody else and go, no.
If your wife's having a bad time, you're gonna have a bad time. Okay.
Okay.
If a 2014 study by researchers at Rutgers University has found the marital bliss is strongly associated with whether or not the wife is happy in relationships. But well, first of all, the other point is like, yeah, because no one gives a shit if the guy's that happy.
Yeah.
Just do your job.
Well,
buddy.
guys are just different. They're not, they don't need to be like externally being like, oh, my happiness is what matters. Otherwise, this whole relationship's getting fucking burned to the ground.
Yeah.
I can be kind of miserable
and
power
also,
through it.
I think guys will be more like they're either happy or they're not on their own. Whereas a girl, if they're happy or not, it's like if a girl's unhappy, they'll fucking put their entire emphasis on the guy to like solve their relationship.
Yeah.
So that's why being with an unhappy girl is so bad, because all of it's like, her whole thing is like, because I think when guys start doing inventory where they go like, you know what, I'm fucking not liking the way everything's shaking out. They go, you know, maybe I don't like my job. Maybe I don't like this. Maybe I don't like this. I don't like this. Whereas girls, if they're like that, everything's like, my guy's
I'm unhappy, so
because it's my relationship
for sure.
fault.
And he's just like, I can't help you with this. This is not something.
So
I can fix.
because they get too much of their needs from their other partner. I think, you know what I mean.
Yeah, they're more codependent.
Not every girl, because I actually have had ones that haven't, but I'd say a big portion codependency. Yeah,
I agree.
It's probably more common.
Yeah, it's not the all the time, but
yeah, but you're right. Yeah, but it's way more where it's like, yeah, there's dudes that are like, we have friends. A lot of the New York sad boys are probably like that too, right?
yeah, they are the New York sad boys.
We know a lot of New York sad boys, but they'll probably alternate between career and relationship. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm sad because of relationship or sad because of career. There's less factors. You know, your average guy might fucking join a dodgeball league, be like, I wasn't hanging out with my friends a lot. I've actually found that some of the times when I was like getting bummed out, I was like, I just haven't been like hanging out with anyone. Like, I've just
you've just been kind of too locked up.
Yeah, exactly, right. But obviously, it's not always the solution. But if she's miserable, then her husband is miserable, and pretty much the whole relationship is just the pits. But it's just like such the truism of the world. If your wife's very miserable, like the whole household's gonna be miserable.
She's gonna suck you in.
You're gonna be hearing about that.
Guys, if they're
nonstop.
miserable, they stew about it and then they maybe kill themselves. And everybody's like, I didn't see it coming. And you go, yeah, because that's how you do it.
That's how
you don't give one fucking hint about
hold
your
it
misery.
in, and then you beat your kids.
You don't give one hint about your misery until you just have to end it all.
Yeah, if I'm miserable, definitely she's not going to be hearing about it as much, unless it's because of her. Like
if it's because of them, then you owe it to them too.
It's because of them, because they're being too miserable, and then it's like this cycle. You know what I mean? But it is funny. Like, how do you make this article on yourtango.com and sort of not see that as negative? Like, guy, if a girl's miserable, she will make her husband miserable, and they're like, well, boys, like, use that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the reason happy wife, happy life is true is that happy wife is more willing to aim to please. So they're saying that like a happy wife actually makes they said it the other way. They're trying to pitch it like, well, because if you make your wife happy, she'll make you happy.
Yeah, but you have to make her happy. But she can never be initiating.
Yes, but it doesn't hold up, because the truth is, if the guy is unhappy, it's like, it's no one's business. She's saying like, if she's miserable, she'll make it your problem. But then they're like, if you make her happy, she'll make you happy. And you go, what if I was already happy?
Also, what happens if I take her out to some really nice restaurant and then they fuck up her order, and then she goes from being super happy to miserable?
Right, and she starts crying and everything.
And then
you know
I'm
what I mean?
miserable at this fancy dinner.
And you go, how come I can't?
On paper, this should have been a happy night.
Exactly.
What happened?
So their pitch doesn't really make sense, because they're like, well, make your wife happy and she'll make you happy. And you're like, well, what if I'm fine already? And you go, well, then your life's going to be fucked, bud. Well, she'll make you unhappy, and then she can make you happy. And you go, that's the kind of what their pitch is.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you better make her happy even if you're happy, because then she'll make you unhappy. And then if you make her happy, she can make you happy again.
It's a really vicious cycle. Vicious.
As Deborah Carr, the study by Deborah Carr, she explained, a wife is happy in her marriage. She will try hard to create a positive experience for her environment. So perhaps she listens to him more. Don't need that. She offers him more emotional support, things we don't need, all things that they need. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's nothing you need.
Listen to your stories about your things at work. It's like, sounds like stuff you want. That's my the Kurt Metzger had my favorite point of all time, where he goes, girls will apologize for everything other than the things that they should actually apologize for. You know what I mean? They'll apologize for racism, like they'll apologize for colonialism. They'll apologize for everything other than like, you know, showing up late or something, like something they actually did.
Yeah, being like, missed the thing that was important.
Yeah. Not all women. Obviously,
not all women.
Yeah, but not all women is accurate. But so basically, and then she offer him more help with his activities. That's actually but there is such a thing that these places do. It's like, well, guys, here's the list of things you could get, and you're just like, you just gave me a list of things you want.
Happy wife, happy life.
You get more emotional support. I don't want.
Am I being blackmailed right now? Like, what's? Doesn't feel like. I feel like this is extortion. Like, happy wife, happy life is literally just like extortion.
Good point. It is extortion.
I mean, I'd hate to see something happen to your life. It would be a shame if something happened to your nice life. You have a nice, happy life. I'd hate to see something happen to it that would make it unhappy. Be a shame.
Exactly what it is.
It's fucking protection money.
You seem to be having a fun time over there. You're happy, just wouldn't want to something to have to make that unhappy.
It would
we
be
we can make it unhappy like this.
Dude, it's literally like the protection money, like showing up to fucking the mob showing up to your business, being like, it'd be a real shame if something happened to your business. Like maybe a firebomb through the window. That'd be a real shame.
Yeah, you wouldn't want her
Hate to see it. I would hate to see something like that happen.
I would hate to see your wife. I would hate to see your wife have a crying mental breakdown when you were supposed to be hanging out with your buddies. I just hate to see that. When the game was, I would hate to see your wife.
I'd hate to see you during the Super Bowl with your favorite team and their first time in the Super Bowl that I would have an absolute meltdown. I wouldn't allow you to watch the game. I would hate for something like that to happen.
We're on the same team here.
We're on the same team. This isn't, let's not pick sides here.
I would hate to see something like that happen. When a woman is unhappy, she's far more likely to talk about it and even be confrontational. You don't say.
Yeah.
So the psychologist did some fucking research.
Yeah, I love it. They need a fucking expert psychologist for this.
Your wife's unhappy. You're going to hear about it. Oh, fellas. All right. We have fun over here at the BOYSCAST.
Yeah.
Always throw us a subscribe and always know that we got a bonus episode at patreon.com/theboyscast. We're almost at 2,000 subs over there.
Yeah, we are.
You know it is. And we got fucking, this week we're going to have one of our boys on. Secret guest. You love him, you hate him. We won't say who he is. But I actually have 2 or 3 really funny things for the Patreon. So anyways, everyone, thank you very much. Peace.
Later.
The boys.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The lads.
It's the BOYSCAST.
The dudes.
Prepare yourself for BOYSCAST.